Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. More high-profile Tasmanian meat businesses have been caught up in the abattoir scandal as the industry calls for solutions. The current Tasmanian Australian of the Year has ownership links to one business, while a prominent pork producer is also under the spotlight. Awarding some vision in the following story is confronting.
Destined for the dining table, it's claimed the sheep at this northwest abattoir were treated with no dignity on their way out. Footage released by the Farm Transparency Project appears to show workers throwing sheep, shoving and even launching a headbutt. This is an abattoir owned by the local meat company. Recently named Tasmanian of the Year, Stephanie Trethui is a part owner with her family, but is not involved in the operations of the abattoir. In a statement, a spokesperson said they were shocked and disappointed, condemning all mistreatment of animals. They've already upgraded the facility, and one of the workers seen in the vision has been terminated. All abattoirs involved in the videos are being investigated.
It does acknowledge a systemic industry-wide practices in Tasmania, and that is the fault of the bad regulations that are in place.
Scottsdale Pork, another of Tasmania's most well-known producers, was highlighted. At their abattoir, footage shows pigs kicked repeatedly on their way to the slaughter. Scottsdale Pork said in a statement they've undertaken a routine upgrade to the pen involved in the footage, and security measures are being reviewed. The TFGA wants to see an industry-wide code of conduct, potentially mandating CCTV.
What we want to do is we want to be able to stamp out this terrible behaviour that seems to have been going on for a long time.
Primary Industries Minister Joe Palmer will announce a detailed response in the coming days. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
The man charged with the death of Hobart midwife Rachel Wake in 2021 has now pleaded guilty to her murder. Darren Mark Wake making the admission in court this afternoon, nearly 2 years to the day since the death.
A tragic death that was felt by many across the wider community. Rachel Wake was rushed to the Royal Hobart Hospital on Christmas Day in 2021 after allegedly being stabbed in front of her children at a home in Mornington. She died later that day as a result of the injuries she sustained. Her death sent shockwaves throughout Tasmania. Ms. Wake was remembered as a popular and caring midwife by those who knew her. Community members even set up a GoFundMe page for children. Nearly 2 years since the incident, and after multiple adjournments to the case over the period of time, the man accused of murdering her has pleaded guilty. After initially pleading not guilty to murder last year, her former husband Darren Mark Wake changed it this afternoon. Once he made his decision, Mr. Wake sat solemnly for the rest of the brief hearing in the Supreme Court. Members of Ms. Wake's family were present during the hearing before Justice Wood. They declined to comment on camera outside the court. Mr. Wake remains remanded in custody and will next appear in the Supreme Court in February. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Paramedics facing a parliamentary inquiry have slammed a Department of Health claim no patients have died while ramped. The department says its systems show no cases, but a recent coronial inquest found a patient died while ramped at the LGH.
It's a lie. Where you record the moment of death is irrelevant. Where the patient deteriorated that led to their death is the point that matters.
The Department of Health says patients who deteriorate significantly are generally transferred. The committee also heard ramping was affecting work satisfaction and blocking training opportunities. Well, there's uncertainty heading into state parliament tomorrow over a planned move to suspend a Supreme Court judge facing assault and emotional abuse charges. Justice Gregory Geeson's lawyer and legal experts have suggested it would be unconstitutional, also foreshadowing a potential High Court challenge. The Attorney-General will also face questions about his involvement in a decision to offer $1.2 million of taxpayer funds to a distillery with family links to one of his advisors.
Was offered $1.2 million outside of any known grant scheme, outside of any due process.
Guy Barnett has maintained no wrongdoing in relation to the grant. Rick Rockliff has been farewelled today in a ceremony in Latrobe. The sassafras farmer and father of Premier Jeremy remembered as an innovator and stalwart of the agricultural sector.
There was never any pretentiousness with Dad. He was as content at having a Savoy bread at the races as he was dining in the finest of restaurants in New York.
Rick was 79. The home of Tasmania's AFL team will become clearer tonight, with Clarence City Council voting on whether it will formally offer to host the planned high performance centre. Charles Hand Park and the nearby former Rosny Golf Course are the council's two options. Mayor Brendan Blomley says a 4-week consultation process found 71% supported the city hosting the multi-million-dollar complex. As more Tasmanian families grapple with the cost of living pressures this festive season, two support services are hoping to spark a little joy. They're calling on the community to donate food and toys so no families go without.
It's not quite Santa's workshop, but these elves are working hard to ensure every Tasmanian wakes up with a gift on Christmas Day.
There's toys, there's food, really anything that you feel that can assist people.
St Luke's are hoping to fill this space around the giving tree for Hobart City Mission, who have seen an increase of 63% in the number of people needing their help compared to last year. That's over 1,600 families and 3,000 children on the Christmas Assistance Program.
It's stretching us, to be honest, as an organisation.
St Luke's today spreading a little extra Christmas cheer.
St Luke's is providing Hobart City Mission with a donation of $10,000.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paul. That's awesome.
The increasing demand, a direct result of soaring cost of living pressures, placing a strain on our state, some feeling the brunt more than others.
It's largely families at the moment. We're seeing more working poor, people who are employed but just aren't making enough.
Hobart City Mission has also been forced to increase the number of food relief packages being sent out to those struggling by about 30%. That figure only expected to grow.
It's reflective of the financial pressure on people in our community.
Anyone can leave a toy, gift or non-perishable food under the already very full tree before Thursday night.
I think we're going to need to extend that area, Harvey. Yeah.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, with a look ahead to sport now, it's Nick Kelly and he's joining us from Newtas Stadium tonight. Now the cane train gets rolling tonight and they'll be looking for a win, Nick.
Oh, absolutely, Kim, and it's great weather here for cricket at Newtas Stadium. And yes, hopefully they can kick the season off the right way. But one man who has a much better idea how they're going to go tonight is new Hurricane recruit Nikhil Chowdhury. Welcome to Tassie, mate. Are you fitting in nicely?
Oh yeah, pretty good, man. It's been such a nice environment here. Team really welcomed me pretty well. It's my first time playing the Big Bash and playing in Tassie too. Such nice weather out there. Perfect day for the game. Sunny weather, so I hope it turns out well for us.
And I hear you've been smashing it in down at Glenorchy.
Oh yes, man, I'm loving that club. Been 3 out of 3 now, played 3 games, won 3, scored in every game, getting a couple wickets, so I'm happy, performing well.
And I know you're not playing tonight, but have you had a chance to have a look at the pitch out there? How's it looking?
Oh, it's pretty good, man. It looks pretty good wicket to bat on. And it's going to be great if we start with the win tonight. The Hurricanes win the first game. It's going to be good for us, for fans, and I'm looking forward to it, mate.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for the chat. And Kim, I'll be back a little bit later with the rest of today's sports news here from Newtas Stadium.
Fabulous. Thank you, Nick. We'll see you then. Tasmania's established peony growing industry is on the cusp of entering a new trading era. A research project is busy testing local soil as growers look to crack an internationally significant traditional medicine market.
Tasmanian peonies are known for their beauty, but there could be more than meets the vase for this flower.
It's an opportunity to look at another aspect of the peonies that we grow quite successfully here in Tasmania, and that's for the roots.
Exploring whether Tasmania has what it takes to produce peony roots destined for the traditional Chinese medicine market.
They have anti-inflammatory effects as well as general blood and circulatory treatments.
Trials are currently well underway, determining if they can be the new pick of the bunch.
I had to first work out if the peony varieties here in Tasmania and in Victoria were actually viable enough for Chinese medicine. And the great news is that they are.
If successful, the practice is set to bloom into the international market, unlocking more opportunities for the sector.
The world knows us as really successful producers for quality produce. Look around us, we've got these fantastic rich soils.
This latest endeavour is just one of the decades worth of works being celebrated at the Forsyth Vegetable Research Facility, having a field day marking 60 years of operation.
There's been a huge amount of work to connect that with the industry and get that adoption by the industry in order that practice has changed.
Masterminds helping define and cement Tasmania's strong agricultural science reputation.
Tasmanian agriculture proves itself to be extremely agile, and as new crops have come in, then the farmers here have demonstrated that they're able to take those on and to grow them successfully.
A sector planting the seed, ready for the next 60 years and beyond. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
Hello again from UTAS Stadium, where we've got less than half an hour until the Hurricanes face their first ball of BBL 13. New Hurricane Peter Hatzoglou had his first net session with the new team over the weekend, joining the Purple Machine after playing for the Scorchers last season. He's hopefully over his jet lag. Just 5 days ago, he was playing for Samp Army in the Abu Dhabi T10 comp.
I was in a team with like Faf Duplessis, Jason Holder, Moeen Ali, so it was a good lead into this, and I'm really excited for the season ahead. I played here once with the Scorchers last season and we lost the game, so I'm looking forward to squaring that ledger.
He's one of 4 new recruits looking to play their first match in purple tonight. At just 17 years old, Riverside all-rounder Aidan O'Connor is preparing to pack his bags for a trip to South Africa. Named in the Australian squad for the Under-19 Cricket World Cup, securing selection off the back of a standout performance at the National Championships where he was named Player of the Series. It seems O'Connor was the only one surprised by his inclusion.
Very shocked to start with. Found out in the Sydney airport, so it was a pretty restless ride home, but yeah, as it settled in, it's sort of very honouring to be a part of it, I suppose, yeah.
The 15-strong side head to South Africa in January.
Good evening, Hobart. 21 degrees today. Launceston the warmest with 30. Devonport 23 and Burnie 22. Cressy reached 29. Ouse 27. Flinders Island, Grove and Liaweenie all 24. Low Head and Friendly Beaches 23. St Helens and Strawn 21. Liaweenie the overnight low with 0. Patches of high-level cloud over the northern half of the state today. Clear skies over the remainder. Cloud does extend from the Bight to the southeastern portion of the country. The other main concentration of cloud is off the Queensland coast there with tropical cyclone Jasper. Tomorrow, a high moves over us. A trough pushes from the tropics into eastern Queensland and New South Wales. Jasper closes in on Cairns. Southwest to southeast winds at 10 to 20 knots over the south with a 5-metre swell. East nor'easterlies to 25 knots over the north. Now, here we have a low intensity heat wave situation for these areas on the map. More information on heat waves can be found at the websites of the Bureau and the Department of Health. Into the forecast we go for tomorrow, and 25 and sunny in Hobart, 22 the top for Adventure Bay, sunny also mostly for Tarraleah, 28 the high. Launceston 29 and partly cloudy, Devonport 23, 24 the top for Bridport. Burnie 21 and partly cloudy, sunny day for Strawn, 24 the maximum, 23 the high for Marrawar. 23 also for St Helens, Swansea and Whitemark, all fine and partly cloudy or mostly sunny and a little bit cloudy, all of that stuff. On Wednesday, hot inland until showers and thunderstorms develop from the west in the afternoon. Heavier falls over the north. Showers again into Thursday, contracting to the west and far south. And on Friday, possible showers over the south and east, partly cloudy over the north and west. A sunny 33 in Perth tomorrow, a shower in Adelaide, 32 and partly cloudy in Melbourne. Warm day forecast for Canberra and Sydney, and a watch on Cairns as the winds pick up and the showers increase. And here are the current conditions. Yes, Kim, let's hope that tropical cyclone weakens over Cairns, but the Hurricanes have plenty of power in Launceston.
Well said. Thank you, Murph. That is all your news for this Monday. Thanks for joining us. Good night.